is that enough of a signal for Extreme to go high ground once again, this time with no Aegis?
O sea, ya vino tempranito.
Really cutting the rat action.
Chucha, ya nada, dile, no, viniste tempranito o algo ya.
Had a very strong tangible impact, and I believe a very strong intangible impact in the sense of Spirit being a little scared to show on waves, particularly with supports. Even this Underlord, as we saw there.
Sure.
The Sven doesn't want to show.
No.
It's giving a lot of extra map control for XG to play with.
Yeah, really, the only hero who can show in theory is Laurel.
Ya está jugando SILKSONG. Me cago en todo.
Hasn't had the best game either.
Well, he's not just a guy, he's a TI winner.
Okay, I wasn't trying to, you know, throw any flame or anything.
Really, Gem gonna be picked up. Love that pickup. You've got control of the game. The biggest thing is just to make sure you don't get caught out by some sort of sneaky ward.
I think the support duo for Spirit has just felt clunky. I think that's been the biggest deciding factor here. Like,
yeah,
not a support duo that has made a lot of plays in this game, not capable of setting a lot up, not good at leading the aggressive fights.
Double observer wards off of that Gem.
Oh,
what a great start.
That's just pure. Put the Gem back in the fountain, right? Job's done.
Yeah.
Get it in 5 minutes again. And Ame, he is almost to that Swift Blink on top of that Abyssal. He was thinking about Ags, but...
XM's almost to the well, there it is. Shivas.
Yeah, there's the Shivas. Actually are just hitting all their item timings right here. Got an amp damage in the bottle. This is...
All that's left to you,
so
get an extra Roshan, and then you just try and end the game. With that Aegis, right?
Of course, a lot can go wrong for you there, right? Like 10k lead is not a lot here, especially considering it's against Team Spirit.
It's also an Alchemist lead. It's expected for him to have probably 5-digit lead by this point.
But this is where you want to be, at least roughly, plus or minus 5k. Did see the Axe picked up on the Bane. That is significant here if you can land a really good grip on the core target.
That makes a big difference, because now we know that that grip is actually going to last. Right? Because Static Storm can't get both the illusions.
No, I can get 2 of the 3.
You can get 2 of the 3. You can get Bane and 1 of his illusions.
It's definitely possible actually you can get the cancel if it's a very influential one. Like if it lands on the out, they feel they need to get rid of it to take the fight. They do have the tools to do it. So we should not rule it out. You're really looking to land this on either the Lesh or the Alk, though. You will grip the Mars if XXS initiates and you can grip him before his whole kit comes out.
Sure.
I would take that.
But otherwise, it's Sven all day. A charge through both supports. What a sick start there for Jin Q. How he got that opening, I'm not quite sure. But it's a doozy. And that leaves the base wide open for Extreme.
Absolutely wrecked him.
Nice little high ground ward, spotted him out, got the charge, and then they just ended up lining up perfectly. There's still Roshan to be taken, and Extreme are going to wait for it.
I have everything they need.
Unlucky for them. It seems like it's going to be a little bit of a later spawn.
They got so many D-wards off this Gem, though. Just don't have vision to get out on the map with. It's going to cause Spirit to have to clump more. Does Ame know that Yatoro's here? No. I also just don't even know what items Spirit are trying to get to that is going to change the dynamic of the fight at this point. Like, it feels like all the utility XG are building up. It all sounds great to me. We just saw the Lincolns on XXS, the BKB on the Breaker. You know, more damage or survivability on the Lesh is great.
I mean, scaling up the Ember, that's going to help, right?
Oh,
a little bit, but having Aghanim Scepter relieves some burden of Sven.
He doesn't do much in the initial clash during the BKB durations, which is where I feel like these fights are getting decided.
Smoke up. They're trying to get into this Roshan territory. They don't want to let Extreme have it for free, but they're going to break on the low ground. Break onto Ame, too. Not the best target for him, especially with Lotus and Arena on 3. And there's the jump from Ame. Outside of it, a Sven that gets stunned up while the 3 inside are decimated.
That fight is over the second that arena lands. And that is a terrible position to go up for Team Spirit. XG hold the high ground, just park their Alchemist on top of it. I mean, what are you gonna do? Run in and grip him? That's a death sentence.
Worst possible smoke setup there for Spirit.
And it's a result of that gem doing so much work around the map.
Yeah, they're just completely blind, had no information about where Extreme was possibly going to be playing there.
And have nowhere to go to take that fight. Like, they're just walking around the entire map blind. You're going to have to go up a hill blind because every hill for you is blind. 0 wards on the map right now for Team Spirit. You do not see that often.
0
But actually have
wards.
controlled it really well.
Sin
They've controlled
wards.
the objectives,
Tienen una,
they've
debe
controlled
tener
the
una
vision,
gema
and
en
they've
los
given up
soportes.
very little. They will be rewarded with an
19k de
almost level
ventaja.
25. Thinking about pulling an Ags. Generous. Very generous.
I mean,
See if he commits to that.
kind of running out of slots.
I mean, the Lesh Ag sounds great this game, right?
Vamos a la categoría de SILKSONG como está.
Ow.
Sale, Messi. Holy shit. 350,000. Mira, 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 mira. Vamos los que no tienen gente bien. Hay fútbol, gente, sí. Mira mi tuber. 2 horitas de SILKSONG de chill, dice.
Y su mamada de iniciar sesión con con conexión a internet en Windows. Puta madre. Me cagué vivo. Ya no solo por el juego, porque, o sea, tengo la laptop, puedo jugar en el juego allá. Sino porque
No deja comprar.
pensé que iba a tener que borrar todo.
Oh, poor old Snaking. Oh, don't get the initial toss back, but it doesn't matter. They'll still get it. And even better after the rupture comes in, so didn't stand a chance there on the edge.
It looked nice.
No me acuerdo cuál era. Creo que era este.
Amar.
Amar.
I mean, they're thinking about fighting this. They do have the buyback on
Sí.
Snaking and
But
cut.
Extreme are showing nobody else. It's the only person showing in this high ground push.
Por favor, déjenme
Nami will
comprar,
try and make
hijos de...
his joke. Doesn't see an opening, that's okay.
¿Cómo Steam quiere que compre juegos y no los piratee? Ya tocó piratear.
I got
Si no te
3
compro
minutes
una
on this
mierda.
Aegis. That's so much time to work with here. Not a situation where Spirit can wait out the clock. You will have
No
to
te
take this
compro una
fight.
mierda, maldito
It's a
Steam
blade into a
basura.
stun, into a spear with the arena. Laurel looks like he's going to be okay, but they had to use the global silence. There's going to be the Fiend's grip, but it was pretty useless.
Toro in. Not enough damage.
Oh, and he immediately got charged up by Jin Q. That is going to be Moses BKB held at
Needs to
ransom.
satanic.
Jin Q, he needs to try and get some hits off, but he's getting bashed up by both the Alchemist and the Spirit Breaker.
That's it.
No shot. GG is called Extreme. We'll take game 1.
Ay, si Steam le ganó.
Start off this series.
Vamos a Falcon vs Tundra.
So they can look to rejoin the fight. Roar's back up in 10
No hay
seconds.
como
The
comprar
line
esa
is
mierda.
drawn.
Yo no te
He's
pedí.
gonna maybe try to catch
Something went
BZM when
wrong.
he split, but he seems aware.
Yo no te
BZM would be a
pedí. No,
massive
muy
kill.
raro. Continúo
And
te
it's a
pedí.
good chase
No,
up, but
muy
it's
raro.
a very heavy committal of using both of these buybacks and the supports to not get one of these other big kills. BZM.
I mean, he's feeling strong. He's got the BKB ready to press. Skeeter. Ooh, is this-
Oh, he blinked into the bug.
he's going to have eyes
Una
on him.
mierda, dudes.
See if they can punish him. BZM keeping damage on towards Amar, so Amar
Creo que
unable
eso
to get
fue.
any sort of blink
Punish
Doom
him.
off there. Nice little micro there from BZM, keeping the creep on the Doom.
Maureen. They see Toby.
But
He's
Decrepify
very
off.
far forward.
Maureen's having to get over towards Christensen, but Christensen's having to get the BKB off. He has been doomed, but the rupture was down onto Maureen. Maureen, he's gone. Roar from BZM over towards Amar. Amar, he falls as BZM takes down another, now ready to maybe even turn towards Skidder. Skidder's
Skidder.
trying to chase to finish off the Bloodseeker, but he cannot do so. Avalanches in into the toss. More than enough burst to deal with the Carry Weaver, and now ready to go for more again, Tundra. Attempted TP put to a stop there by the bird, comes crashing down onto Snake King. There's 4 of them dead. Crit's going to try for a TP, but he can't get out. Avalanche in play from Saxa. Tundra, they get the team wipe.
Well, they got themselves a couple of these support kills. They did get Toby, but that's only because Toby was so far out of position there. They lose everything. And BZM, he's in the base. He's looking to end it.
They couldn't kill him.
They
Not
could
once
not.
this game. 8-0-13 BZM. Pretty much,
Aprobado.
I mean, it is. Straight up a flawless game from him on the Beastmaster.
After he got all chatted.
Yeah.
in the beginning.
As I said, sometimes it can be a curse. It can come back to bite you when you look for a bit of all-chat banter. Obviously, it was a bit of fun, but it was in good taste, but
Sure.
maybe doesn't taste too great right now for Malrine. I don't think he'll be doing that again next game.
No.
As everything did kind of go downhill pretty quickly after that one.
Pretty quickly.
Tundra
Another
ready
toss
to
back.
pad up the stats here with a few more extra
GG,
kills. And there it is.
gana
GG is called. Tundra hit back very, very hard here in this game. So we're going to a game 3, folks.
Honestly, the BZM show, but
Yeah.
some of these little things, the recognition
Hey,
of them,
hijos de
like,
puta, no
getting
me
the
ve.
bottom, when they saw that Amar was doing these type of cheeky plays going for Chrysalis, things snowballed very quickly once Tundra started getting back into this game.
Yeah, that's good news for the
72
general Dota
horas.
enjoyers out there, and us
Hell yeah.
included. We're getting a game 3. Can't wait to see what we get coming out from these two teams. Both teams showing us their strength so far. Tundra able to push to this game 3 with this game 2 victory. 1-1 right now between Tundra and Falcons.
Thank
Thank you very much, Pixel and
Puedo ver
Fog.
la
I know it's
página,
nothing but
puedo ver
love
todo,
between all
pero-
the creep wave guys, where we have Malrine, BZM, and of course Chrysalis in this particular series, but it does make me feel a little good that BZM was able to win
Achievements,
against Malrine after
achievements.
being called out
Personal
for micro
achievement.
esports. I think that will be remembered
We
for a little while to
still
come.
bad.
But it is Tundra that fairly easily take this game, Misery. We talked about that the draft looked good for them, but we didn't really know what their playstyle would be considering that game number 1, but they delivered.
Yeah, I would say early game looked like Falcons were the better team. They had really good rotations. They had just good moves overall. They got
30 minutos.
off to a good start on pretty much every hero they had. But once Tundra started going together, going as 5, it kind of turned into an impossible game for Falcons, right?
See you
Because,
tomorrow.
once you start growing up, there's just not much you can do. You have to keep running away from them, and at that point, it's very hard to play the game. And I also think that BCM really kept them in this game.
Vas a la
By,
tienda,
making
cara.
sure that at least he had a good game, because the side lanes were really
Something
strong.
went wrong.
I feel like he had he was number 1 network for the majority of the game, if not the full game. Even
No me
after,
deja comprar
the-
gente.
some old chat from Malrine. The side lanes were
Estoy
just
con el
making mistakes. I
support
feel
aquí.
like. That's what happened in the early game. Of course, it's not easy to play versus Falcons when they're playing an Ench. It's a very lane dominant hero. But then again, Amar got a couple of easy kills again, almost on his own by doing the Bloodseeker. Then the tossbacks weren't really there. But the moment they were there, the moment you got the Aghanims on the Beastmaster and all those stacks got consumed, the game completely flipped.
Yeah, I feel like also drafting-wise, it's just really cool to see this hero work out, the Bloodseeker. I think we both times have now seen that the 18 pick from both teams have been really strong. Last game was Abaddon against Axe. Now it's the Bloodseeker against both Weaver and Pangolier. And it's just nice to see that these teams are really not scared of picking, or in this case, especially Chrysalis is not afraid of playing like unconventional hero. But I think this is probably in his top 3 heroes. He always used to be really known for his Bloodseeker and his Razor. And I'm really happy for him, my ex-Entity teammate, my boy, manning up. But also, I think that the Darkseer pick, like both these drafts for me, the 18 into 23 pick, here was Bloodseeker Darkseer, always looked really, really solid. And I think this series is really boiling down to these little margins that they can get in the draft.
Yeah, it seems like first pick is the the better choice right now between these two teams. At least it seems like the draft order matters more than what we've seen from other series, perhaps. But yeah, I completely agree. I don't think other teams would have even thought of Bloodseeker there, even though, because it's such an uncommon hero,
Yeah.
right? And it's an amazing Bloodseeker game, actually, right? Now that we saw it play out, how good Rupture is in this game. But the fact that you have Chrysalis on your team makes you able to think about this hero in the first place.
Yeah, you gotta have those pocket picks ready, and I would imagine a guy like Chrysalis, he will be always on the lookout for a game like, when can I play Bloodseeker? This is the game when I can play Bloodseeker. He'll call for it, and he'll get it, and he'll crush with it. I will say though, the one that crushed maybe a little bit more was BZM on his Beastmaster. He did not die a single time in this game. Might have fed a couple of boars. But that was just luring Malrine into a false sense of security.
He fed them a little bit. He made them fat enough so that later on, once he's getting those kills, he's getting the comeback gold as well. 8-0-14. The itemization as well was pretty damn good. We were kind of questioning the Helm of Dominator from the mid lane, but it definitely did work out for them. Like they had 2 Helm of Doms. They had one on mid lane and one on the off lane, and they applied sufficient pressure, I have to say, from the Beastmaster and from the Darkseer.
I think he also just showed how strong Beastmaster still is, even though he keeps getting nerfed. That this hero, you know, you just find ways to make this hero, you know, equally strong. And yeah, it's a problem for sure. I think this is also a hero that, you know, you might see banned out in the 3rd game here.
Absolutely. I think this hero is just going to stay up in the rankings. Like last time we saw it banned already in the 1st game. I think in the 3rd game, it's like no matter what team has first pick, it's going to get banned out, is my read on this. And I think both teams are basically praying right now with the coin toss so they can just first pick in the 3rd game, to be honest. Yeah, I also want to comment BZM on the Beastmaster, because honestly, both the side lanes were struggling in the early game due to what Falcons did, and he kept his composure. Some mid laners tried to overcompensate, go to side lanes, try to fix it. He just kept his cool, farmed his ancient stacks, played his game, and in the end, that's why he has the perfect score, right? Yeah. So, yeah, definitely deserved MVP.
Yeah, it also means that all games that Tundra has won today, total now 3, it was BZM in the mid lane building Helm of the Dominator on whichever hero he got, which only were 2 different heroes, but still, it's a interesting stat to keep our eyes
Vamos a
on.
intentar
Something
otra
we
vez
should
y
keep
luego
our
si
eyes
no
on
me
is
voy a comer.
fights that can potentially turn games, and oftentimes, Misery, it is Roshan fights.
Okay, yeah, let's have a look at the fight again that kind of made this game into a Tundra situation where you have the timing of Tundra now. They are putting the ward down. They have complete good position here and
Working.
Jumping this Roche fight, but there's just no damage. They just cannot break the formation of Tundra here, and they have to take this fight. Giving away Roshan this early is really bad into Beastmaster. So this kind of showed how the rest of the game is going to play out. After this,
Dejemos un rato ahí, ya regreso.
I don't know, from my point of view, it looked like it was over, because if you cannot take that fight at all, if you have no way of taking that fight, it's very difficult to come back.
This Pangolier really tried his harder, right? Like, he is playing against Pugna and Bloodseeker, and honestly, I'm asking myself, what would I do in that situation? If you roll on somebody, he gets decrepified, and if you roll close to Bloodseeker, you get ruptured. It's really a mess for him.
Yeah.
He even took the Thunderbolts fast, which might be questionable, because you die faster in Rupture. But on the other hand, many mid laners tend to take that fasted, because otherwise you don't have enough impact or enough speed to even connect your Rolling Thunder. So yeah, I think just simply that Tundra had too many drafting edges when it comes to team fighting at the later point, because the early game looked good. They had everything set for them to snowball the game, but the team fighting in the end and like the way the heroes interact with each other just strictly favored Tundra.
Yeah, it just was really ease of execution as well, right? Like on one side, we were talking about Pangolier, but also when you look at the other heroes, no one likes playing into the Bloodseeker. That's why this pocket pick was so good. Like even your carry, like he goes in on a Weaver, like you don't like being raptured. Like it's one of the worst heroes on position 1 to suffer that ult.
So if we look back on this game too in a vacuum, can we just say outdrafted, or is it not that simple?
I think Falcons could have prevented maybe the group up of Tundra a bit if they had played a bit cleaner after the laning phase. Maybe they made some mistakes. I don't really recall, but it felt like they were in a good position at one point. Perhaps they overextended somewhere, which led to Tundra being able to walk into Roshan with this amazing timing, right? But I do think that eventually the game will drag on, and there will be items on Darkseer, there will be items on Beast, and then you are going to be able to have to team fight.
Yeah.
And if you can't team fight against the opponent, it's very hard to win Dota nowadays.
Yeah, so eventually Tundra would have outscaled Falcons in this particular game.
I think this is safe to say. I think either in this current patch, you have to dominate through the laning stage. I call it gaming gladiator style, how they always own 3 lanes and snowballed so fast it didn't matter what heroes you had. You couldn't play the hard carries. You can still go with that style. Or on the other hand, you need to have some way of team fighting. You need to have a good fight condition, need to be able to counteract the enemy heroes. And I think this was just not given. So in my opinion, it is like at least a 70-30 outdraft or something, because once again, they had the ball rolling. All 3 cores were enabled, but they were not able to keep the advantage, like to keep progressing the advantage, right? Darkseer got his net worth rolling, Bloodseeker recovered under his tier 2 bottom, Beastmaster was just chilling. So if those conditions are met and you don't really have an answer, something must be addressed in the draft.
I'm thinking if you open the replay as Tundra, as Falcons right now, is there ever a world where you say, okay, we should have put more resources early on into shutting down Beastmaster, taking that mid tower with the Ench creep early on, playing on the Pengular mid lane instead of focusing so much on the bot lane, perhaps. Kill the Bloodseeker once, but then rotate mid after you take the tier 1, right? So then you can speed up the game, shut down Beastmaster's game a bit, because he was the one that kept them in this game, right?
Yeah.
If you shut him down as well, just a little bit more, maybe you have a chance of snowballing the game entirely.
How much impact? Because Melreen, obviously, this is going to be, his teammates are going to see this. It's like, okay, so Melreen has killed a couple boars. This was clear. So then maybe people just think, oh, Melreen's got that mid lane unlocked. You know, he's owning BZM on the mid lane. So is it a little bit of Melreen's call to like, hey guys, I need maybe a little bit more help to shut down the Beastmaster?
I'm doing too well, guys. You don't need to come over. Like, we're owning.
You know, giving the wrong idea.
Estamos para otro intento
I
nuevamente.
don't know how much that would matter.
There's also the fact that Bloodseeker is just so good into Weaver and Pango that maybe they thought
Didn't
that
pay me.
was
Something
the
went
focal
wrong.
point to focus on, to
Card
just eliminate him
didn't
from the
pay
game,
me.
which they
Something went
actually
wrong.
did. Like, he had as much farm as the Pugna for the majority of the first 10-15 minutes, but in the end, like Misery said, it was the Beastmaster that brought them through the mid game, not the Bloodseeker. Bloodseeker, he was just a rupture, and that rupture was significant enough, even with the low net worth.
Well, we already knew before this series started that this series was going to be a very close one with a lot of faces that are familiar towards each other. And we talked about Thunder, the Greek Brave boys, also with 4 strong. We can also take a look at their results so far, because this going to a game 3 kind of fits in line with the path these two teams have taken today. Both of their series went the distance. We're going to take a look at Stream B first, see how this is going over there, as we do have a little bit extra time to reflect on what has happened so far in the road to TI. We had Team Spear 2-0 wildcard. Don't think there's anything surprising about that. But I do want to just highlight the fact that Boom Esports versus Liquid, this, Lizard, was a close one.
It was a really close one. I feel like Liquid and Boom, for most of us, when it comes to predictions, this was a quick 2-0. It certainly wasn't, and it reminds me very much of the game of the series of Falcons versus Nemesis, where like you have these absolute favorites really struggling hard to close out the games, and Liquid that series could have just as went easily Boom's way.
Yeah, I think also Liquid, to be fair for them, always the group stage has been a little bit of their weak point, I feel like, of the story of Liquid all the time. I don't know why, but they always shine when it comes to the players, when the stakes are really, really high. I think that's when their 5 individual players, maybe their coaches, really thrive as well. But also, yeah, don't count out the other weaker, let's call them weaker teams. I'm saying that, but like the underdogs, right? Like, honestly, I think every single player that made it here is individually really, really, really skilled, and they have what it takes to beat, on theory, individually all the other teams, right? So I think everybody just has to always focus on giving their A game, and I think also the teams like Boom Esports and Nemesis, they're super thrilled to be here, super thrilled to show what they can bring to the game. So yeah, I think there's no room for the top teams to let their guard down, is what I would like to put it like.
I think we already saw that, because on the same stream, and the series is still ongoing, so who knows what's going to happen in game number 2, which is live on Stream B. But Misery, that was Team Spirit losing to Extreme in game 1.
Yeah, I mean, Extreme Gaming also looked really strong in their first series.
They did.
So maybe this is the TI where China comes back and dominates.
It's about time, though.
Yeah, it is kind of about time.
Miss TI. But
let's see, you know, Team Spirit have lost first game in series before and just, you know, turned it around and won in the end.
That is true. I do think that if they lose the series, a lot of people's predictions are going to be off already.
Imagine the predictions in shambles if Extreme Gaming wins and then Team Nemesis continues playing like this and takes a series or 2. Filipino Dota and China Dota coming back. Yeah,
let's take a look at what happened on the C stream. As we are saying, there's 4 streams going on at the same time, and I don't expect you guys to be glued to the screen on all fronts. This is the stream where every series is long. As you can see, they're basically almost a full series behind, as they are not even done with their second line of games. And this is all due to the first one, Falcons versus Nemesis. Fatigue, maybe. Is that a thing? I mean, it's 2 best-of-3s in a day, and they are going the distance to game number 6 for Falcons. But they did have that almost 70-minute game earlier. Misery, is there going to be fatigue playing a part? I don't know if it does. It's also day 1, so maybe you're not that tired yet.
I mean, it might be a factor a little bit, but at the same time, these guys play Dota 10 plus hours a day.
Yeah, exactly.
They're used to it, right? It's also TI. I think you can manage, right? I will say though, if you haven't watched that first game of Nigma from today, Bad Boom Nigma, that was an insane game to watch. That lone druid from Ghost. beating, I didn't see in detail because we're watching all the games as well, but beating this Magnus with a refresher, Void with
Ya
a
regresé, a ver, voy a poner. Voy a dar otro intentito.
but they managed to win that series. That's that first game.
I would not wish that lone druid
Guard.
in anyone's draft because that
Continue to
felt
pay
like
me.
I
Something
feel the
went wrong.
frustration from BP team. They just have to every time the bear is hitting
Steam
racks,
support.
the whole team would TP back to try and kill it, and it took a while. They killed it obviously, but Stormstormer that just does not seem like a very fun way of playing Dota 2.
I mean, it's pretty clever because honestly, the third hero was a Sand King, so there are 3 big ultis on them that you want to blow on a guy, and it's actually pretty clever to pick like this hero that has 2 lives essentially. The other one is Wraith King, but that hero.
Tengo money,
yeah,
tengo
out of the game
money,
right
tengo
now. It's too hard to
tarjeta,
pick.
tengo todo y no
So
me
I
quieren
think,
aceptar mi
once
plata,
again,
hijo de
I
puta,
really
mi
respect
plata sí
the players
vale,
who managed
mamá
to, like,
vergas.
plan up and pick these heroes on the first day that are really unconventional. We also saw today from Malrine the Earthbird in the very first game that he played. What, the second one? Maybe I'm wrong. And that hero is also like I hate this hero since like I don't know, 6 months or something. So it's really cool to see people play this off meta.
Silksong hasta que me dé algo.
And, sorry, go for it.
No, it's also what makes Dota such a cool game in a way, right? You have
Working.
these items and hero combo
Por
like
que me
phases,
salga ya
seems
completado y
impossible in late game,
listo.
but there are
Me
heroes
pongo a
that you
jugar,
really
solo quiero
good against
jugar,
this
hijo
type
de
of thing, like
putas, no
Velvet.
quiero
It's not
meterme en
even
un
near, like,
vicio.
bear is somewhere there. If you're fighting this
No
bear,
quiero.
are you gonna chrono the bear? Okay, well I'll just summon another.
Cállate, hijo de puta, calvo de mierda. Porque Silksong, I can successfully purchase. Y no me dice nada. Tundra le ganó a Yakuto Brothers. Eso es lo que ya vi. Yakuto. Pick. No está bien. ¿Y Dota 2? Es free to play. Se pudo echar bien. ¿Qué dice? $2.50 salió. ¡Eh! Funcionó, creo que funcionó. Vamos. ¿Sí? No. Ya me sale error. Probemos con la tarjeta. A ver, primero.
At the tier.
Volumen bajo. 4. Esto. Working.
Really? Okay. Lick.
No.
And dead, I believe. He has solar and stick. You gonna use it? Yeah, he will. Man, he really is being annoying, but okay. Space, I guess. Space.
Estaba esperando como un demente. Me dice que sigue esperando. No, yo no puedo seguir esperando. Quiero jugar.
He's realizing he can't finish the S1.
Maldito
He has to
si.
go BKB.
Ya, voy a calmar. Relax.
Let's see what Bill Dawn is doing.
De chill, vamos a hacer de chill. Bien, viewers, 7 viewers.
I don't like that at all. Yeah, I'm a little bit worried about this Pipers. I think it's actually gonna fuck with Betboom a little bit. I get it's against Puck, Mars, Coddle, but can they deal with Troll without a pretty early refresher Dawn? I guess we'll see. It's gonna be a little bit tough. Because I thought this game Troll is gonna suffer once Dawn gets like BKB refresher. It's like, okay, you're gonna be stunned like half your BKB, but not anymore. Reroll, sure. Why is this guy talking to myself? Or you guys can't hear me or what? We'll get some guests. Tomorrow we'll probably be watching with Mr. Thompson and the Seb. Then we'll see what other guests we'll have along the week. Alright, boys? Well, I'm chilling right now.
Nope.
Okay, save. They're going in. Dude is there. Ba. He's trolling. They didn't even finish Roche. Oh my god, it's a disaster. How did Marcy die? Oh my god, I have to rewind. I didn't see how Marcy died.
Murió la más y yo tampoco lo vi. Porque estoy tratando de puta madre comprar un puto
Okay,
juego
almost
de
caught him. Okay, I'm gonna rewind a bit, guys.
Steam que no me
Let's
deja.
see. I don't think anything's happening now, right? No. Let's rewind. What the fuck? How did Pure die? Let's see.
Ahí va, ahí va, ahí va, ahí va, ahí va. Forzado, forzado.
Okay. Okay, he got speared to the arena and
Uy,
he's
estuvo de Roche.
bashed by Roche. Oh my god, 2 bashes. Okay. And then a caudal blast? And he's trapped. His Roche is just fucking him up. Oh my god. He can't do anything. Then he gets Yuled. Okay, and then he just died to like nothing. He just died to nothing, dude. He's just stuck here. Stepsister Marcy stuck in the fucking pit, huh? Alright. Let's go. That's a rough one, brother. That's a rough one. Like 200, 300 gold off his BKB as well. Yo, Ashanik, thanks for the prime, brother. Thank you. That's why you wait for the BKB on the Marcy, I think, guys. Now, this is the build every game. Well, not Soul Ring is kind of new. I haven't seen that one before, but yeah, you go for the BKB because, well, this hero is not a hero otherwise. Otherwise, that shit happens. That's very unlucky, though. Maybe he had a chance to TP, but it was hard. Alright, here we go. Troll, sieging tower. He has Aegis and BKB. They're so strong on Nigma right now. There's the Hex ulti. The arena. Oh, the Rasta will die, I think. Probably. Troll is holding his BKB. Shadow Shaman is still alive, by the way, in the back. They didn't finish him. Mel might go for it. Let's see, Dawn ulti. Oh boy, Troll, you need to get ulti off. He got it off. Oh my god, that was close. But he's doing some trolling. He might kill Kataomi, yes. But then what? Let's see. He's kind of in the middle of all of them. Puck died. Mars died. What a disaster for Nigma. This feels like a very classic Nigma moment. If I've ever watched many of their games this season, I've seen this many times. 8k lead, pushing a tower. Somehow everything goes wrong. Somehow. I've seen this story many times before.
No puede ser.
Ay, ay, ay.
Lo probamos más tarde.
It just keeps happening, huh?
In that adjustment and picking up the Daxia here, I think it's a good pick. But I do agree that the laning phase can be an issue for Daxia. But he was struggling last game, and the thing is, this hero doesn't need that much farm early on because he farms so fast. Comes back in.
Bueno, gente, cuando pueda comprar el fucking SILKSONG, regreso.